Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion, can't be stopped. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, 5 wins in a row. That's probably the largest streak that's ever been recorded in this video game, and we're about to extend it. Look at that. 7 rate of fire, 4.13 damage, E27Y, EHZD. More like at the bottom there, it's EZ, which is how in Canada we say EZ, because we don't say Z, we say Z. Just like that Faith No More song. It's easy like a Sunday morning. I dare not besmirch the good name of Mike Patton by trying to hit those high notes, because Lord knows his 4.5 octave range has got me beaten by a little bit. This is, and I've recorded a bunch of it. This is maybe like my 6th or 7th Isaac episode today. I'm not ashamed of that. That's a good day as far as I'm concerned. This is the best of all starts, I think. It's up there at the very least. I mean, okay, we can use poop here to get us out of this. Look at that. Farted them away a little bit. Bought ourselves some time. Smart play. But only able to be smart because of the incredible stats that we're starting with here. Great damage, great rate of fire. Egghead's a good item. Gives us a spirit heart as well, as you may have noticed up there at the top. Sometimes I forget about that, but it's worth mentioning. Egghead is like Infamy, but better, because it dodges some of the other damage, or some of the conceivable damage sources that Infamy can't protect you against, like beams and explosions. Maybe not beams, I don't know, because I still don't have any idea how beam damage is calculated, but this is like a very, very, very good start. I believe Wishbone, I mean, you know what? I strive to learn something at every available opportunity, because I'm unashamed of the fact that, you know, life is never about thinking you've got everything figured out. It's always about growing in whatever way you can grow, or using your laziness in a way that is productive. You know, like, hey, sometimes you don't want to learn. Sometimes you just want to sit on the couch and play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Everything in moderation, including moderation, right? Take our HP here. So what the whole preface of that was, their premise of that, I should say, is that I'm going to go look up what the wishbone does. I believe it gives you a payout after you get hit a certain number of times. Wishbone, Isaac. Taking damage has a small chance to destroy the trinket and spawn a random item pool using the item pool of the current room. Now that's interesting. I was unfamiliar with the specifics. So the reason that gets my gears turning is because, hold on here. Your boy's got a genius plan. First off, the D1 is better than the poop to begin with, but your boy has a genius plan. Drop this. Pick this up. Create multiple wishbones. He's a god. There's a god in our midst. What's the point of creating multiple wishbones? Well, I don't really know. Except that now, I could use these multiple wishbones if I get hit enough to create multiple items. Even though it's only, I don't know what chance a small chance is, but if we could get like an IV bag or something like that, this could be sweet, man. I didn't even think it would work. I thought it would just create a random trinket, which also could have been fine, but I almost feel like I've got to follow this down the rabbit hole of absurdity. So we really want that card to be Temperance. If that card is Temperance, then everything we've ever wanted can come true on this floor. It's like the inverse. Let's be honest. We don't need any more wishbones. If we were able to get 3 to pay out, that would be like a dream come true. And one of these is going to be a library, because we have another room that's a key-based room. That's probably our shop. Let's take them both. Who cares? It means that this is probably our library over here. I'm trying to think, like, what can we get out? Oh, I'm desperately seeking that Temperance card, man. We can't get anything, to the best of my knowledge, out of the library, especially now, that actually gives us, well, no, Book of Sin could have given us a Temperance card. That's one way that we could have made that happen. Because what I need to do is find a productive way to take damage, and preferably do so in an item room. So, like, an IV bag would do it. The razor blade would do it, so maybe there's still an off chance we could get that from our deal with the devil. And then we want to at least get one wishbone to pay out and take one with us. Even if we're leaving one on the ground, that's fine. Because we can infinitely... Oh, never mind. I should not be afraid at all. We have no reason to be afraid. We can still infinitely create wishbones for the rest of the game. Yeah, we're a god. We can create unlimited items. I think. And this is like some, you know, Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive sort of situations going on here. To quote Men at Work. Oh, I should have dodged on that one. But, we are a mad scientist of trinket-related proportions here. All the pieces have fit together right now. Don't fire again. Don't fire again. Let's go. Taking way too much damage on this fight, but we got enough HP to persevere. Yeah, Squeezy's good. And we should take that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Eye of Belial here. Piercing shots, in general, very good. This might be the best piercing shot as well. It incurs no, like, downgrades. It's, like, exclusively good stuff. Okay, peep this. Basically, we have to decide. And I think... Let's try to get Wishbone to work, dude. I'm willing to give it a shot, in the name of science. Okay, so there's Continuum. Grab another Wishbone. What's the story, Wishbone? We should have rerolled the poop as well. That would have been exactly like the same value as this. But this is more exciting, you got to admit. Okay, that's enough. We take Continuum, and I think we should feel pretty good about it. Oh, you know what, though? There's another Lover's card back here. Great for our range, you got to admit. I know you're saying this guy's gonna die. You may well be correct. But I had to try. Can you blame me? Can you really blame me for the attempt there? I don't think you can. We had a chance to make Wishbone pop. We still have that chance as well. We just need to, I mean, we sacrificed a lot of Spirit Hearts to get Continuum, and I would argue that that's probably not worth it. But, we still have the chance. Because we have, might as well shoot him, dude. We have, arcades in the future. I think the world's our oyster. Wishbone combined with the D1 is a combination that realistically we may never see again, or it might be quite some time. So I think we should be stoked at the fact that we are coming up with like a creative possibility here. Now, mind you, we could get killed on the next floor. You know, walk on some spikes, get hit by some enemies, you're dead. But assuming we don't die, well, you know, a better way to phrase this, what I was going to phrase is, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Which is not necessarily true, because you can buy, you know, like, egg whites in a container. Already, like, pre-broken for you. And you might say, well, that means, you know, somebody broke the eggs. You're not wrong, but the expression isn't, you can't make an omelet without a few eggs being broken. It's, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Wait a minute, disregard. The point is not to be pedantic here. The point is, you gotta take risks to get rewards sometimes. Oftentimes. So, I don't feel bad about this at all. Now, maybe we should be doubling Wishbone, but I'm really thinking that the opportune, or the most opportune Wishbone moment for doubling is an arcade. Especially if we can get... Oh, dude, if we can get, like, something that gives us red hearts more frequently. I'm trying to think of what that would be. Maybe Gimpy is a good option here, because it can't be a trinket, because it would replace Wishbone, unless we had Mom's Purse or, you know, Belly Button. And now you're seeing why I'm avoiding going down the rabbit hole too much yet, but... double this and pick them both up. We're ready to move on from that. And then, like Nun's Habit, we could get, like, unlimited Wishbones. And then the Wishbones pay out, assuming they will pay out on occasional blood bank plays. Like, I see the world unfolding. Now, there's a few different ways in Isaac to get unlimited items over the course of a single run. like, restock double Steam sale is one of the most common, I'd say. Or one of the easiest to conceive of, at the very least. Extra deal with the devil chance, at least. But this might be a sort of novel and unique one. And sure, it seems like it's gonna be a little bit more finicky than restock double Steam sale, but it also doesn't require, you know, restock and double Steam sale to exist, so there's a pretty big advantage on that front. I mean, you could double battery charges endlessly here and make a bunch of wishbones, but that is fairly unlikely to be relevant. I'd rather just pop that and see if we get value, which we did not. I'm gonna do the big room here, and it scares me because if we get hit by 2 champions, or one particular champion, we could die. And we could, above all else, maybe just compromise our deal with the devil chance, which would be, of course, very suboptimal, but I want to get one more penny. We had 4 cents when we came down to this floor. We got 4 cents now. What's wrong with this picture? 1 cent short of being able to make the dream work on our arcade on the next floor. And we're 1 cent short of being able to make an arcade on the next floor. So, you know, I don't want to rely on a temperance card. That's low percentage. I want to rely on human ingenuity, which is what we're doing right now, and it's worked out okay thus far. I mean, we got Continuum out of it. Not a bad item, but trying to get a little bit more bombastic with it. Nothing, dude. That's what having negative luck will do for you. We should have blown up our donation machine with our 1 bomb. Sad but true. Okay, well, fight the boss. Hope that it's not a nasty boss, but honestly, damage and tears are in a pretty good spot. That's a nasty boss, dude. Good job so far. Good job so far. How do you make this work? Know when the saints are coming marching in, buddy. If you can be standing... Nice. It doesn't matter. Forget the deal with the devil. You lived. That's the... You still got the deal? My God. The absolute madman. I never would have expected that. Not the best deal of my life, but still. Yeah, double up on keys. Dude, come on. 1 penny. 1 penny. You got me. You got me. They've done it. This is our dream. Please, God, give me an arcade on the next floor. I'm telling you, we can actually make it work here. Let's go to our curse room first. Is there another red heart? Yeah, there's another red heart chilling here. I'm not worried about boss rush. I'm worried about making this wishbone D1 combo work. And I believe the power is within us. I'm young and I'm wild and I want to be free. I've got the magic power of the music in me. Let's do this. Black candle, great item. Gives us some deal with the devil protection. And, go back and pick up this red heart. Plus, I mean, immunity to curses. We don't... Who cares about that red heart? We'll figure it out on the next floor. That's our secret room in all likelihood. Okay. 5 cents. Great time to get a blood bank. Well, it's not like I like you or anything. And we can use double keys here. And we will use that. It's... You know, it's going to suck up charges that we would want to use for our wishbone. But if every 4 rooms we're getting 10 cents, I mean, that could buy us a lot of battery charges as well. So, I don't think we're missing out too heavily here. No consumable drop. And it's an extremely fast boss fight here. Which we really, to be honest with you, have crushed here. Largely as a result of Sack Dagger, but like... Man, it's a record time. No deal with the devil, but an HP upgrade, very valuable in case we end up coming across a blood bank. Just gives us that much more tolerance. We'll continue to create new dimes. Could conceivably leave this floor with 60 or 70 cents, I think. More money than you typically need over the course of an entire run. But this floor is not about getting 60 or 70 cents. This floor is about sending a message. No, it's about not being Heath Ledger's Joker. but rather being a different Heath Ledger character. Like maybe Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain, maybe being a grown man exploring some unfamiliar feelings for the first time. Like, for example, what does it feel like to make D1 Wishbone give you unlimited items? We actually, now that I think about it, we have to be more careful than I expected, because if we lose Wishbone, like if it just pops, we never get a chance to double it. So you know what would be sensible is to drop the Wishbone and then double it up just so we have one. Just so we got one. That turned out amazingly. Egghead caused us to not get hit when we left that curse room, which is incredible. And then I squandered it mere seconds later, but that's alright. The Wishbone doubling, even if it doesn't work out on this floor, it's just a nice, like, precautionary measure. There's our shop. So we can see. It might be a good floor to fight greed, honestly, just so we have more opportunity to get money. Just grab the stopwatch, which is good. It's also a speed upgrade, which I had no idea about. We should buy Humbling Bundle. It won't double bombs. Or sorry, it won't double dimes is what I meant to say. It will double bombs. We should, like, leave all consumables on the ground once we get to that point. At least all consumables that, well, are money, for the lack of a better term here. We're still holding out hope. Boss Rush, say goodbye. I don't care. However, what does matter is a blood bank. Although we've got limited chance to double Wishbone more times, I suppose. We at least have one spare one stored up here. Of course, we still got our item room as well. I haven't even been paying attention. How does this run look? I'm singularly like Dr. Frankenstein in on this dream of making this stupid combination work. But I know in my heart it can be done. I don't know, this is film director Werner Herzog. Oh, dude, that's a nice damage increase. Don't get me wrong. 3 Spirit Hearts instead of 2. Let's just go see if we got the dream here. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. Life's gonna go on either way. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so what comes next? We pick up all the money. I mean, we could double and maybe get to 99 cents. I don't care. 46 cents is enough for the rest of the run. I'm not worried about our donation machine. I'm not worried about anything with respect to that. Just making this floor pop is fine. And yeah, I said we shouldn't pick up anything until the, until we pick up Humbling Bundle. It doesn't matter. We're gonna have enough money regardless because of this. Don't lose sight of the fact the goal is not to get as much money as possible. The goal is to get enough money to do whatever you want to do. Chaos. There we go. Now we're getting into some interesting stuff. I used that pill. I hit the Q key. Luck down. It tried to save me, and I didn't let it. Empress. Death card. Okay, I'll just blow it up. See what you get. PhD. I don't really care. What do we get here? Pandora's box on the caves, too. I guess, well, we'll get 15 cents, right? Because there's a penny back here. Oh, we don't have any bombs with which to access the penny. So, no, never mind. We're good. Unless, wait a minute. Let me try. I thought maybe it would overfill an area and then give us... It would put it in an area we didn't have to use a bomb to get to. But anyway, I digress. The dream remains, although it's taking its sweet time getting there. We're still in a wonderful spot right now. And we got lots of future potential. But admittedly, our did we go to... I might be losing, like, actually losing my mind from an Isaac-related sense here, just from playing a lot today. It looked to me like we went from 17 to 25 cents in a single pickup, but that might be like a ghost memory or something like that. I almost had that one. I believe. Nice. Double puberty pill, dude. Nothing wrong with that. We could have actually, with a little bit more foresight, created an HP upgrade out of nothing at all there, but I guess we'll just rely on another one showing up in the future. Alright, careful with the damage taken, because we're still waiting. I know we haven't seen Wishbone pay out twice yet. You know, it kind of seems like we broke Wishbone with our actions, but I don't believe that's the case. We got to create our copy Wishbone, just in case things go terribly wrong. The gauze, just pop it, nothing wrong with that. Dice shard, great to hold for reroll potential. And I'm telling you, enough HP, plus blood bank, plus wishbone, plus D1. That's all we need. I'm not saying unlimited items, but we got chaos to go along with it. That's like a I personally guarantee Guppy. I'll call it right now. If elected, I personally guarantee Guppy. But we need to get a blood bank, and we need to work together to do that. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's a fun run regardless, and getting Continuum for free is an aberration that we should be happy with, but technically we could double the dice shard right now, and if we're not doing anything else with it, it seems like a fairly appropriate use of our resources, to be honest with you. Nothing wrong with a second dice shard. Especially when we got more than enough of pretty much every other resource for now. It's one of those rare situations in which I'm very happy we weren't doing more damage, because I definitely would have exploded that bomb in my face. You know what? Leave it for now, because you could double dice shard again and maybe get one extra reroll on this floor. Or one for the next floor, for that matter, if you end up needing it. Our shop should be up here. Feels like a secret room, like that's a common secret room location, but not this time. Yera's also great. I mean, we could Yera the dice shard. Oh, that was just terrible damage on my part. For now, let's create a doubled Yera rune. You can't use the D1 on Yera. It makes sense. You can't Yera. I'm a little surprised you can't D1 a Yera, though. That's less abusable, I think. And even if it is abusable, there's so many ways to get unlimited consumables. Like, who cares, dude? But buy the spirit heart. Be smart. Grab this. Blow this guy up. Thank you for the money. Well, we're not gonna... It really comes down to, do we prefer to have dice shard or do we prefer to have Yera? I think I prefer to have Yera. It's more comfortable. It's like a snug hoodie or something like that. You know, we're not trying to impress anybody with magnanimous plays. I'll take a luck upgrade. We're back up over 0 now. And the Yera rune allows us to get that stored value later for doubling. And I don't know, maybe there will come a time when we want to use it to double the wishbone. Maybe we've almost popped wishbone potentially. I don't know. There's no way for us to know that, but and we want to double it, but we don't have a charge or something. Could come in handy. But probably we'll just save it for the chest, and, you know, probably that's completely fine. Okay, this is very, very good. Goat head's awesome. And so is Tammy's head, but we're not going to take it because we need the D1 to make the dream work here. Left some money behind, which was very silly, but we're heading down to the next floor. I should have taken the compass so I would have known if we had an arcade, but we already have an arcade. So here's how you do this. This is what I've been waiting for. It's time for this moment to shine through. So you drop everything. Pick up Yera, double wishbone. Grab wishbone. Come in here. Now give me IV bag. Hopefully IV bag can pop wishbone. Hopefully the blood bag can pop wishbone, because if not, we're gonna be here for quite some time. Dude, Egghead has given us so many free plays. Thanks for your help. Okay, we got IV bag. That's what we asked for. We do still want the D1 for more doublings, but this is fine for now. We got, in theory, we have the tools. That's also a puberty pickup right there. And it really is just in theory, because I don't know if productive damage can actually give you the wishbone pop. Because how did we get the wishbone to pop before? It was on us walking into fires. We haven't had it pop since. It's almost like there's a a flag in the game like has wishbone paid out true false, and we've flipped it to true and it has not paid out since. So there's our HP to the adult transformation. Just looking to get as many wishbones as possible. It really can only work on this floor, because we can't take the D1 and the IV bag down with us. So, like, if this plan is actually going to work, we got to do it right now. So we're going to... Oh, wait, we need the D1 charge first. So you grab the D1, come back here. What's the story, wishbone? Crank on that. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we got, like, battery charges there as well. And then just go about your business on this floor for a second. Oh, we didn't get hurt thanks to IV bag, so instead we got hurt when we walked into the room. Guess it could be worse, but... Okay, still... You gotta admit, it's looking unlikely that this plan is gonna be as excellent as I hoped it would. But there is a chance that it all works out. And if it does, we're gonna be laughing. Not necessarily because it's gonna make the run that good, but because it's gonna be just ridiculous. What a roundabout way to create like a few extra items. But I'm starting to feel more like the mad portion of Mad Scientist right now. In all likelihood, we probably are not gonna need this many wishbones back here. Just give me some red hearts, dude. We got 0.06 luck. Don't patronize me. I know we got red hearts coming. That's slightly above 0 luck. Full health. We've already seen full health, so I don't think that could have been it. Unless it was bad trip, but then it would have taken a spirit heart anyway, so... Alright. No. This is, like, the run is good. It's slow, but it's slow by my own doing. And that's fine. I would say now, don't worry about doubling wishbone. If anything... Or creating new wishbones. If anything, worry about creating more red hearts. Which actually, I mean, like, it's not impossible that we die. We got a lot of HP, but like none of it is filled right now, so. Ooh, temperance has value. Bogo Bombs does nothing. We can't get over to that, Tinted Rock, sadly. I don't know, dude. I'm feeling bitter. Like, my dream has come apart here. In my hands. Ooh, what about a second secret room that's chock full of red hearts? Or a single black heart, for that matter, which we probably should have doubled. Just wanted to see. I mean, I was looking for a secret room there, but that could have also been a card, so... I worked, well, I didn't work. I hoped so hard that we would make this very strange permutation come to fruition here, and it did, but it didn't do so in a way that I was hoping. 0 red hearts, man. It's like the most common consumable by a factor of 10,000, and they just didn't show up at all on this floor. We got 3 wishbones just sitting there with their thumbs up their butts, waiting for something. Not a bad bomb, necessarily, but not a good one either. Not expecting huge payouts here, but dude, that's a good start. Come on, just full health. That's all I ask. Dude, a pretty fly, also great. Especially because our HP is, like, somewhat in question. More keys. Not useless, probably. There we go. Full red hearts. I'm saving my charges for now. We should... I mean, we really have to give this the old college try. So you know what we're actually going to do? Because I am the world's dumbest genius, is we're going to come back here. We're going to deposit the Yera rune. Because we're going to use it to double our temperance card. So we better not make ourselves backtrack too often. I will fully admit, there's almost no chance that this ends up giving me what I want it to give me. Which is unlimited power. Although it would be pretty swell. So, what's this pill? Verp. Friends till the end. Could be better. Let's donate a little bit, because that we might be able to crank up our luck stat. Which would be useful for the gambling purposes here. We might need some clutch blood bags or something just to keep the game going, but... in case you're, like, completely in the dark about what I'm trying to do here. That's fair, because it's a stupid idea. What I am trying to do is use IV bag and temperance cards to give me enough damage to use these wishbones to pop to give me a random item to help me steamroll the game, but mostly it's just like a pride thing at this point that I've come up with this bizarre science experiment. So it's gonna Yera the wishbones. Oh, it doesn't, actually. Yeah, the purpose was to get these to pop. And we're picking all the stuff up because we need luck wherever possible. If we don't have... lucky pennies will not be full, so we'll know what they are. Oh, that's bad play. Well, it doesn't really matter. I was gonna say, like, Egghead will occasionally cause us not to take damage when we use IV bag. But it's not really worth being finicky with, I think. This is a great time for blood bag to show up. Dang. I'm starting to come to the conclusion it just might not work. Like, we're in just idiotic min-max territory now. But I think that maybe, considering the amount of self-damage we've taken, it's just not conceivable that you can get, Wishbone to pop on IV bag damage. It seems like that does not work. And we're building a large sample size that would seem to predict it. So I'm about ready to give up on this experiment, unfortunately. 3 of the same pill and they're luck downs, and then a 1 makes you larger. So wasn't really what we were looking for, if I'm being honest with you. We don't really want to take IV bag with us if it doesn't work. So, like, the plan is starting to unravel here. The final step of it is really, I mean, we could play the fortune teller, well, the slot machine and the 3 skull Monty a little bit more, but kind of starting to approach the point in which I don't think that that's necessarily a huge get. Because the thing is, we're working a lot for a run that, with full HP, is probably a win. We're gonna get, you know, we got a lot of HP, and we've got deals with the devil guaranteed. That's usually a smart enough combo to get fairly easy wins. You know, you just get damage from those guaranteed deals with the devil, and it solves all your problems. I guess I owe it one more chance. Plus, the odds of getting blood bag are, like, high. There we go. Worst case scenario, we got a chance to get luck upgrades. But I think we gotta call it, like now. This is getting... Wishbone, why won't you pop? Whatever. I came up with what I thought was a great strategy. Instead, I look like a freaking idiot. But you know what? That's science, baby. We tried. We got 2 blood bags out of that. There's nothing to sneeze at there. And now we can just, you know, that was like our holiday before we start freshman year at college or something. We got all the senioritis out. Time to get back to work. Let's go. Because everyone knows the freshman year of college is when you do a lot of work. It's the busiest of all college years. Dude, thank you, Egghead. Take the Polaroid in here. Yeah, let's go. I forgot, actually, that we have, what do we care about spirit hearts here? I forgot that we have chaos, which means that we're not going to necessarily love our deals with the devil. I do love my vocal sample whenever I get hit, though. It's an XL floor. It's a lot of big rooms for not being an XL floor. Just one needs to die. There we go. Tough room. Tough room. Difficult audience. I am a little, I wouldn't say bummed. Like, I feel no emotion about the fact that this didn't work out. I'm happy we saw a plan. And I still feel like the logic of the plan is not necessarily flawed. That was the same pill. Unfortunately, the execution is not possible, or not doable. And I think there's two conceivable explanations that I can bring up for when I get published by, you know, Nature in the scientific journal for why this experiment didn't work the way we expected. The first one would be that only one wishbone per run, possibly, is able to be popped. And it seems like that's how things are working right now. I'm willing to give it a try for the remainder of the run, which is why I'm not going to take the Locust Trinket, despite it being superior. Nice, good damage. But it's possible that maybe you can only have one wishbone pop per run. It triggers a flag in the game and then says, all right, whether intentionally or, you know, erroneously, they have created an internal rule that prevents wishbone from being popped more than once. Maybe, maybe not. That's just one potential hypothesis. Another one is that wishbone, well, I guess there's three. Wishbone gets a lower chance to pop for each subsequent one, maybe. So maybe we're dealing with like a 1% chance every time we get hit. And then maybe it just refuses to pop on self-damage. So for all the damage we've taken, much of it was self-inflicted. Perhaps self-inflicted damage gives no % chance to have wishbone pop. At least self-inflicted damage from things like IV bag and blood bag. Because we did, obviously, damage that we've taken ourselves did get wishbone to pop on those fires on the second floor. So now that I've discussed that analytical approach in the most boring manner conceivable on YouTube.com, let's proceed with our run. Do a heuristic analysis of where we stand. I mean, the run is probably about average right now. But it stands a chance to get weirder than average thanks to chaos. Like, I don't remember where we are from a spun perspective. I have basically no concept of what our items are like, except for the fact that we have continuum and piercing shots and 8-inch nails. Like, those are the big ones. And goat head. And, of course, chaos, which is the... Oh, I forgot that it makes a spread when it lands. Chaos, which is the weird one, keeping things in a very strange position right now. It feels like we fight Mr. Fred almost never now. So we're hoping for something good here. And I would say both of them are worth taking, honestly. Sack of Sacks and the Miter. And I sort of feel like I should use the nail. At least, like, there's battery charges back here that we can pick up and take advantage of. The D1 is good on the chest, though, so let's roll with that. We're gonna make it to the chest. I mean, it's very conceivable that we'll have a pretty easy time winning this run as we come closer to the end here, but as far as I'm concerned, the game owes us, like, maybe 5 items. I'm not saying they have to be the greatest items of all time, but for all that we sacrificed, mostly, you know, my life force by putting an extra 15 minutes into the Necropolis 2 that didn't have to exist, they owe us a little bit. Will we get any of that in return? Is possible. It's possible they'll tell me to F off, you know, one of the two. Conceivably is probably the most likely of all possible outcomes. Happy. Guppy's Collar's a good item. And we'll probably just, at this point, we'll abstain from Demon Judgment, because we've taken enough red heart damage for one lifetime, I think. Possibly a secret room, but a little bit of a low percentage chance. Guppy's Collar is really, at this point, the Guppy Dream could happen anywhere, and that would be nice, but I'm more thinking about the possibility that we'll die and require a respawn, so I'm quite content to pick that up, honestly, especially considering that it cost us effectively 0. And we're trading our very hard-earned keys for resources that provide us with almost no value. You know what we could use? Like, full stop, not that special, but important. The ability to fly. I'm feeling like fast, but not that wieldy. Like I'm unmaneuverable to a mild extent. That feels like a secret room. And more money, none of which is lucky penny, sadly. In a way, I guess I'm glad that it didn't make breaking the game possible with this, because it means that if I ever get saddled with this combination on it, well, saddled sounds like a bad thing, because it actually is a good combination, but if I ever get this combo on a daily, I'm under, like, no obligation to try to make that ridiculously roundabout, like, item duplication thing actually work, so in a way, it's kind of, you know, short-term pain, long-term, a little less suffering. I can't even, I'm looking for, like, something to double. Well, we could, if we wanted to, double keys. We don't have Guppy's tail, so it's unlikely we'll ever need 21 keys, but I suppose it's better than, you know, doing nothing with our charge. It really feels like we're doing more than 7.5 damage. Like, our tiers, if you'd shown me this without a stat screen, I'd be like, oh, dude, you're doing like 12 damage easy. And I guess our shots that travel through Mom actually are, but... because they're doing like 15 when they land. Just could use a little more, though. So you can get unlimited bombs, I guess. There, this is... I don't care about, like, Bookworm. Just work with me. Alright, you know what? We out. I'm worried that the catastrophic loss of morale here is gonna cause me to lose focus and possibly even lose the run. It hasn't been a very successful chaos, if I'm being honest. Chaos Goathead has resulted in us not really getting incredible items, and I'm kind of waiting on, you know, the Miter and Sack of Sacks to give us more value as well, but it has not happened as of yet. I mean, you probably want to do that, Room, but I sort of, like, find it hard to get excited about fighting a lot of enemies for potentially minimal gain. This was extremely lucky, by the way. Finding the boss room this quickly, especially after choosing not to go to one of these rooms, is a bit of a surprise. You could double 2 of clubs, but also strikes me as a fairly who cares sort of moment. You know, who cares if you have 82 bombs versus 99? Functionally, pretty much exactly the same. Tell you what, throw this bomb down here. If nothing else, it looks like we're gonna leave this floor having a good track record on the cathedral. Never took damage, knock on wood. Isaac's like 95% dead. And, you know, so is my childlike wonder after my amazing, probably the smartest plan that's ever existed in video game history failed. I mean, I'm not bitter or anything. It's like you can design your game however you want to. It's not like I'm insulted or anything like that about the outcome of things. It's just like, you know, not petty. We should just, first off, if it's a bad pill, you gotta take it, which was kind of stupid of me. Like, hematemesis in particular. Okay, here's what you do. You hematemesis, and then you verp, and you hematemesis again. That way you got more than enough HP. And then you pick up, oh, but then we could double the red hearts accidentally, you dummy. That's what we wanted. This is super weird, because I want to create as many golden chests as possible. So what I actually need to happen is for you to hurt me. And then I go back. Okay, here's what we do. This is so stupid, but it's sadly the right play. Dude! Wishbone popped, and it gave us the mind. The dream is real. Still, though. Okay. And we didn't need to do it that last time. Now we can open all of them but one. And wow, what an incredible selection. So we did get Bookworm, so we should have picked up Anarchist Cookbook on the last floor. Swarm Protector. Sure. And then Kidney Stone, of course, is a speed downgrade, but there's some cool stuff that results as well. I'm sure. And then we can... every time we get a charge, we can use it to double or copy the other chest. So we can always, every time we get a charge, we get one item, which is a nice little value add considering our position right now. And what I mean by that is basically that our luck stat is pretty much 0. So we wouldn't be expecting too many items down here on the chest. Two of clubs again. That's like a needless pickup, but at the same time, I'm ready to move on from this run. There's been positives and negatives. Mystery Gift gave us sad bombs. There is a god. Especially with weird continuum nail shots, that's like pretty solid, I think. And we can do some damage when we get the output from Kidney Stone here. Technically, look. If you have a Kidney Stone, it lowers your speed. After your Kidney Stone is freed, shouldn't your speed go back to normal? As long as we're playing the absolute horse hockey devil's advocate here, I'm just throwing it out there. Once you free yourself from the trials of the Kidney Stone, you know, you should be good to have normal speed again. Or am I right or am I wrong? You want to play the realism argument? Well, guess what? Here we are. That's when I start to get embattled about the minutia in Isaac. That's probably time for us to make this our last Isaac run of the day. And dude, it's all wins as far as the eye can see. So I'm a happy camper. We never should take 9 lives in that situation. It only stands right now to compromise things, but that was not what I meant to do. I thought I was one room over. Well, we're gonna have to do this room regardless. So. Get yourself set up. Don't be afraid to throw down, you know, mad, sad bombs here. I'm ready to say goodbye to Isaac today. It's been like a nice, honestly, like 5 or 6 hours of Isaac recording. Pretty solid. Gets you ahead of schedule for a few days. And you know what that means is that tomorrow, if I don't want to play Isaac, I don't have to. And maybe that's good for maintaining a streak, you know, bulk recording sessions. I'm not going to go back and double anymore. If you want to give me items game, nut up and come down here and give me some items via chess. 0.6 luck. We've earned it. It's a little dog-related panic outside of my apartment door, not inside of our apartment itself. Never fear. Alright, let's do it. Easy wins. Damage approaching double digits here. Sack Dagger will get the job done. Never fear. No void. No void. No void. I'm a happy camper. And we could do this for like the next 100 years. So, a very strange run, but hopefully you got some appreciation out of me trying to finagle a little bit of creativity. But either way, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'm going to call it a productive day of Isaac here with 6 wins in a row. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.